Hey, call me Shape. And today I'm reacting to a video titled, She Put Her Cash App on Her Hinge Bio and Got Zero Dates. Let's get right into it.
How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That movie would have been 10 seconds long if she just asked him to take her shopping. Buy me a present. Buy me a gift. Nothing cheap, something fancy. End of movie. End of relationship. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
You know, I'm really surprised by the dating advice I see on TikTok. I mean, it's horrible. It's really bad. But girls love it, okay? And this girl happens to give a lot of advice on dating, okay? I even found this video by her. Take a look.
I got blocked by a guy today. Round of applause.
Can you imagine celebrating getting blocked by a guy? Yeah, girls love this dating coach, okay? They love her. In fact, this is even better than that. Take a look at this video.
Ask them for stuff. Ask them for stuff early. I just saved myself from the universal nice guy because I put up this prompt on Hinge.
In her prompt, she says, play truth or dare on Hinge. Truth, I'm rare, addictive, and very well put together. Dare, prove you can handle that spoiling. Prove that you can handle that. Spoil accordingly, right? And she has some kind of website, which is like a cash app, okay? Now listen to what she says.
I had an encounter with an ex recently and he kind of pissed me off. And because he pissed me off because he was asking me for my attention and my time, my blah, 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 I told him, buy me a present. Well, I didn't really tell him, buy me a present. I was like, well, if you get me something, I'll be more inclined to even have a conversation with you because why are we even speaking? We broke up 5 years ago. You're wasting my time. And I thought, this could be like a really good idea. Let me just put up my like gifting account on my Hinge profile. Let me put it up on there. Let's see what happens. Let's see if guys even notice. Let's see if they literally just scroll at your photos. Let's see if they actually start a conversation around it. And this one guy that I was actually kind of a little bit interested in, he responded very, very quickly. And he sent me a message being like, I looked into the link on your profile. I don't like it. What are you even looking for on here? And I was like, ooh, okay, aggressive, but at least he's asking questions. Interesting. And I sent him like a message. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was along the lines of like, it's a little bit of a social experiment. I'm just testing the waters. I am looking for like the love of my life, ideally my soulmate, but who knows if I'll find them on here. And again, he ignored the whole social experiment part. And I was like, okay, fine. He comes back with some bullshit about how he's looking for a real connection, that how he's not a guy who chases women. He is not a guy who auditions for women. He's a guy who knows what he brings and is very happy with himself. Dude, if you're so fucking happy with yourself, why are you having an absolute temper tantrum over me posting that I like to be spoiled? And then he said something along the lines of, I like to be spoiled, stereotype of girl before. I'm not interested in it. I think it's superficial. I want something real. I'm looking for like a real connection. I'm looking for someone who really values two equal people. And I replied back to him, 50-50 is a scam. I believe in 100 to 100s. I would love to have children one day. I don't know what this 50-50 BS is about guys wanting to put in 50%, girls put in 50%. Like, you're not gonna have 50% of our kids. It's never gonna be equal. You do the 100.
Girls can't do math. Oh my God. No one's really meaning 50-50, meaning that, you know, I'm going to give half of myself, you give half of yourself. No, they're not talking about that. We're trying to say that if the bill comes, we're going to both split half the bill. You pay half the rent, I pay half the rent. You pay half the electricity, I pay half the electricity. You pay half the gas, I pay half the gas. That's what we mean. If you pay 100% of it, there's nothing left for me to pay. We don't mean I'm going to bring 50% of myself. So the math is just completely wrong about this, okay? It's just completely wrong. But I think some of the things he said was very interesting. He said, I looked into the link and I hate it. He doesn't like it. That's funny. And then she went on to say that she's doing a social experiment. No, baby, a social experiment's being done on you. Feminism is a social experiment that you're carrying out. She's carrying out. But let's listen to what else she has to say. Hey, listen up, Shape Squad. Are you tired of being ignored by women? Well, download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up. It's going to teach you how to master attraction, build unshakable confidence, and win with women without words. Because chances are you're not ugly You just talk too damn much. So download my free ebook, Be Attractive and Shut Up, and take control of your dating life right now. Now let's get right back to the content.
So if you're not trying to impress a woman and you're not auditioning and dating and you're not going to court someone, what is it that guys do? You know, kind of like opening up the dialogue to be like, okay, so these are all the things that you're not going to do, but what will you do? He completely ignored my questions and he replied back saying, I only have one question to ask. If we went on a date, would you expect me to pay for everything? Dude, we have not even met yet, and you're telling me that you're cheap as fuck. So you're telling me if we went on a first date, you would be repulsed at the thought of me thinking you asking me out and you paying for the first date, I'm being too much. No. And then there was some spiel about how like he's super into energy and connection and like moves from the heart and what's really important. Bitch, if what was really important was heart and connection and energy, why do you keep bringing up that I like to be spoiled? Really? Because it's giving you're two-faced as fuck. It's giving you want a girl who obviously knows she's shit and who likes to be spoiled because she knows she deserves it. Also, every girl deserves to be spoiled. Also, I did say in one of my messages that like I spoil my friends, I spoil my family, I spoil myself. I'm the kind of person that if I see something that I think one of my friends' family, someone that I care about is gonna like, I'm just gonna pick it up and buy it for them. Why wouldn't you? That's just what you do, right? Like when you do things to make the people in your life and the people that you love happy, that's just normal. But for him, apparently that's too much. And he completely skipped over the whole 50-50 scam because he knows it's a scam. My response back to him after his whole trying to be super spiritual and woke and the super sensitive guy, bitch, you're not spiritual, you're not woke, you're not emotionally intelligent, you're a scammer. You're a scammer. True and true with the disguise of a nice guy. Get the fuck away from me, please. Anyway, so I replied to his little boring ass, bitch ass, moochin ass message by saying, you didn't read what I said and you didn't answer my question, but your reply told me everything that I need to know. I didn't actually think he was going to reply after that. And he was like, I wish you all the best. We clearly have different values. Yeah, you're a scammer. So
he rejected her. And he's a smart guy. Smart. Okay, he ignored all her questions and he only had one question. The question was, if we went on a first date, do you expect me to pay? Guys, pay for the first date. There's no way around this. I know, I get it. Equality, I get it. They say one thing, do another, I get it. But it's hard. Women are hardwired that you pay for the first date. There is no convincing women on that. Now, the only difference is if she's a good girl, she'd offer to pay for dates in the future. Okay, I had a girl that I took on a date, and then she offered to pay for dessert, something like that. Or, if you take her on a couple dates, she offered to pay for a couple dates. Stuff like that, okay? So, please, don't be disheartened by the fact you got to pay for the first date. It is kind of the way it is, okay? It just is what it is, okay? Now, I disagree with her. She says every girl deserves to be spoiled. It sounds good to women, but it's not real, okay? It's not real at all. Anyway, she has 1,900 comments on this. Let's read some of the comments. One comment said, I don't chase women. And then she replied, okay, Princess Work Queen. Princess Work Queen. It's funny when women make fun of us by calling ourselves them, right? Like, oh, you're being a little girl. So what are you saying? Are you making fun of women? Are you making fun of girls? Are you making fun of princesses? Just saying. Anyway, another person says he doesn't chase women, but he does try to convince them to downgrade their standards to be with him. Yeah, bro, yeah, he messed up on that. I won't lie. I'm not trying to, agree with women on this. But, bro, you're trying to never persuade women on anything. Let's say if you really want a girl to pay 50-50 for a date, don't even go through an argument. Don't even go through a discussion. Oh, yeah, you expect me to do this? Expect me to do that? Just show up, go on a date, and when the bill comes, see what happens. That's what you do. Okay, don't try to argue it. Don't try to go through litigation through it. Just see what happens. Anyway, she got one more video I thought was pretty interesting. She's an interesting gal. This time her hair is down. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I just saw a really disturbing TikTok that said this. If you have the urge to text him first, just remember this. There's a girl in his phone right now who never has to text him first. If that does not make you spit your drink out and slap yourself in the face and be like, move on, Susan, I don't know what's wrong with you. I just saw a really
There's a girl in his phone that never has to text him first. You know what's funny about this? Is if that girl exists, she's out of his league. And if you're trying to be like that girl, it's probably not going to work. If you got to try to act like that girl, it's probably not going to work. Vice versa for men. Men, if you have to act like that guy, it's probably not going to work. Don't try it. Too many people are trying to take advice from people they're nothing alike. If you're not a bad bitch, don't act like a bad bitch. Just like if you're not a high value guy, don't act like a high value guy. It won't work. And so this is entertaining. It's funny, haha, but it's not going to work. And I'm not even going to bother to read the comments. You guys get the point. Anyway, moving on. Back to this girl. Remember Bug Eye, big head chick with the Benz? Yeah, she got another video giving dating advice. Let's listen to what she has to say.
So y'all tell me if I'm wrong, okay? So last week, this guy and me were gonna go to this restaurant and go out to eat. And so he texted me like an hour, like 2 hours before, and he was like, oh, my friend wants to come too. Can you invite a friend for my friend? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can. Is your friend going to be paying for her? Because I feel like you're kind of basically, this is a date for me and you. So if you're saying that you're inviting a friend and you want me to invite one of my friends, this is a date for them too. And he needs to be paying the bill for it. Like, don't invite somebody out if you're not going to pay for it. As a man, inviting a woman out, you should be paying for it. So he was like, actually, I don't know. He's saying he's not going to get to the city till around 11ish. And I don't want her to have to sit and wait. And I'm like, okay, well, I've already invited her, so somebody's going to have to pay for her because I'm not inviting my friends out to something that they have to pay for. That's rude. So he was like, oh, I don't know, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I already invited her, so she's going to come. So, like, one of us is going to have to pay for her. I guess I'll pay for her. I'm just throwing things out there so he can say, so he can get the hint that, bitch, you're paying for her because you told me to invite her. And when I said, like, oh, I guess maybe I'll pay for her, he texted back and he was like, okay, be ready. I'm about to come pick you up. And I said, hell no, the fuck you not. Like, I'm like, we need to discuss this. Why would you tell me to invite somebody if you weren't planning to pay for her? And he was like, well, my friend doesn't mind paying for her, but I just don't know what time he's going to get there. And I'm like, well, I didn't speak to your friend. I spoke to you. So you are, in fact, going to pay for her. And she can afford to pay for herself, but it's like, why would you even invite her if you weren't planning on paying for her? I don't understand. So I'm like, yeah, we need to discuss this. And he's like, blah, 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 whatever. So my friend ends up, she don't want to go out anymore. So I'm like, okay, cool. You cannot come pick me up, but I will meet you there. Because at this point, after this date, this is our last hurrah. I'm blocking you after this because that really irritated me and pissed me off. Like, you should have said.
Imagine that. So you pissed her off, and this girl clearly thinks she has unlimited options. By the way, she's a basic average girl. What I like about this girl, and you gotta be like, what, you like something about her? I like that she's showing how a lot of average women think. She's an average looking girl, but her head is so inflated. It's a hot air balloon with nothing in it. And it just soars above the ground into the clouds, and she just thinks she's above everybody. Now, it's important because it's hard to understand that average women think like this without just seeing it for yourself, right? I could tell you all day that average girls have an inflated sense of ego or self-esteem, but it's better to just show you, right? This is a perfect example of this. So let's go through the story a little bit. Now, he was going to take her on a date, okay? He wanted to know if she could invite her friend. Okay, and because he's going to invite his friend, okay? And then they try to argue about who's going to pay for the friend. Now, I don't got a big issue with her talking about this and wanting his friend to pay for her. But I do see the problem with his friend not being able to get there at a certain time. And she's trying to demand that her friend come along and then someone pay for her so she don't have to wait. This is the issue with women, this entitlement that you must pay for them. It's an entitled thing. It's one thing if you want to ask her, hey, can your friend, it's one thing to ask politely, but she's like, no, and this better happen, and this better happen. Like, that's my issue with this whole dating market now, is that women feel entitled to your money. But we can't feel entitled to nothing they got. They can't smile at us. They can't be friendly to us. We can't even feel entitled to that. Not even entitled to their friendliness. Nothing. And this is why, as a man, you might as well just level up, Become high value so women chase you. Literally, like become high value so women throw themselves at you. You got the pick of the litter and you can do whatever the hell you want. Because in this dating market right now, if you're an average guy, it's rough. It's rough. This is what you're left with. Women who bully you who are just as average as you are. Imagine that. Anyway, I want to read one comment from here because this is just crazy. This girl has a huge following. Like I said, her following is what? 425,000 bops on TikTok. First comment says, first of all, you're never wrong. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? I say no more. Rest my case. Moving on. I found another video. I thought this video was pretty interesting on TikTok. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Bruh, y'all, I have been attempting to date this past week and talk to men. And when I tell you, y'all wasn't lying when you said the dating pool is full of boo-boo and pee. The biggest things I'm noticing is that everyone is so afraid. Everybody's scared. They're filled with fear about what this next person is going to do to them or take from them. I feel like everybody is such in a scarcity mindset that they can't even loosen up enough to find the love of their life. Their own fear is going to run away the possible love of their life because they're so worried about what they're going to get taken from them. And it's like $40. It's not like you going out and you not also enjoying the $40 and having a good time and laughing and smiling, whatever. And it's crazy because I'm so far removed from even thinking like that. I really don't understand it. For me, it's like, what are you going to do to me? What are you going to do to me? Only thing somebody could hurt is my feelings. I'll be fine. I'll get over it in a few days and be just fine. But that's something I'm noticing with the men because I'm a woman and I date men. They are so scared. And it's like, do you want to find a person or not? You're going to have to give. And I'm going to have to give too. And then another thing I'm noticing is there are like really attractive men in their 40s. And maybe in their 50s, but mostly in their 40s. And you could tell they've been fine their whole life, right? They're very attractive. They got their finances together. You know, they take care of themselves, so on and so forth. And they are expecting an unscathed, unhurt, a woman that got her finances together, career, she fine, got her body together. They're expecting all of that when all they sowed, all of their 20s, 30s, and possibly even some 40s is heartbreak. That's the only thing they sowed is heartbreak, discord, and all the bad, that dragging women through the mud, leading women on, playing women, playing in their face, your whole entire dating life. And now that you're done and you feel like you're ready, now that you've changed, you expect a woman, this unicorn woman, to come along and be like, okay, your queen is here, ready. And it's like, but that's not what you sowed your whole life. That's not what you sowed. What would make you think that? And then on top of that, talking about I want to have some kids. You're 45. Not saying you can't. I'm saying good luck with that. And that's a delusion because this is what I've noticed. A lot of times, and I even had to check myself. A lot of times, attractive people are so used to getting what they want when they don't deserve it because of how they look, that they are lost in that delusion to think that the world still views them as this young, fine, cream of the crop. And it's like, no, you getting older. It ain't like that no more. But, yeah, y'all was right. It got me over here like, ooh, child, let me go.
You know what's funny about this is that she clearly believes in blank slate equality, that men and women are largely the same. That's why when she's trying to say to the man, oh, no, you're getting old. She said a man that's 45 plus wants kids, he's delusional. Oh, you're getting old. She said, oh, you're looking for a woman to just come along and be a unicorn. Oh, yeah, that ain't going to happen. You're delusional. It ain't gonna happen with a 40-year-old woman. Yeah, if you're 40 plus, it ain't gonna happen. You have kids, it ain't gonna happen with that. This is why men, we have to date younger. We have to date younger. Now, she believes that men who've been attractive and got their money together, and I'm assuming have no kids in their 40s, they've been sowing heartbreak their entire lives. No. I'm 37. I'm almost 40. I haven't been heartbreaking hearts my entire life. I didn't have to. A lot of women are comfortable with just getting smashed and dashed. A lot of women want that. I'm actually shocked. I would love to have some long-term or semi-long-term, maybe a year or 2 years or so. But a lot of girls are comfortable with just getting, they just need to get their back scratched. A lot of them, even your age, even in their 40s. In fact, more so in the 40s. I've realized that women in their 40s want to smash very fast. They actually don't want to wait. Some of them want to wait till marriage, but the ones that don't want to wait and they want to smash, they already get smashed yesterday. Okay? Now, I do agree with her when she said that everyone is afraid. But she says she's talking about the men, mainly men. No, what I think is happening is men are telling her why they're hesitant to get into anything serious with her. You're having an anecdotal experience and you're trying to generalize it for everybody. It's not going to work like that, okay? What's happening is a lot of these men are hesitant with you. You're in your 40s, so men are not going to be quick to jump into a relationship with you. Had you been in your 20s, it'd be different. Problem with women is women think that men treat all women the same. They don't. We get preferential treatment to younger women. Keyword, women. They're younger, but they're still women. Okay? So, this scarcity mindset that you're talking about, these men are very nervous in getting attached to an older woman. I'm telling you. I know older women want to just be treated like, oh, nothing's wrong. It's okay to be a 40-year-old woman on a dating market and no kids. It's okay. You have to understand the quality men, the top 20% of men, don't prefer that. You might get lucky. Especially if the guy already has kids. You might get lucky. He might date you. You're attractive. You already have kids. You're going to, be from a similar cloth as him. You're going to be a similar time frame, similar generation. So you get connect on that. But men who want children, they absolutely got to be cautious with older women. You have to be. Now, she said that people need to loosen themselves up. I agree with that. And I think ultimately she has to realize that she's waited way too long for a serious relationship. Or if she had other serious relationships, she should have got into a committed long-term relationship way before 35. Okay, 35 the latest. Because in your 40s, you're in a lot of trouble. If nobody told her, I'm going to tell her now, you're in a lot of trouble. It ain't going to be pretty. Okay? Anyway, let's see if I have another video here. I got one more video. Okay, I thought this video was kind of interesting. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Having women crashing out in my comment section for the last 2 days because they're like, this can't be true. What do I do now if I can't have a boyfriend in love? Like, you know that God did not only put you on this planet to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? You know that God did not put you on this planet just to get married, right? You know that when he made your soul, that was not your only assignment, right? I don't think people understand how deep that this stuff goes. Do you understand that so many women don't even know what their actual purpose on this planet is outside of love? Do you understand how many women's life journeys are stopped prematurely because they got involved with the wrong man? Y'all don't understand how deep this stuff goes. How many women have thrown away their life because of a man? I want you guys to remember that there's no boyfriend and girlfriend in the Bible. There's no boyfriend and girlfriend in the Bible. Like, you're in a fake, whatever you're in, right? There's no such thing as boyfriend and girlfriend. There's no such thing. It's either single or married.
Here's the reality about what she's saying. She's using the Bible, but she's miswording it, misquoting it, and she clearly don't understand what it's talking about. Yes, there's no boyfriend and girlfriend. But this idea that you have a purpose outside of a man is a lie. Your purpose is for a man. That's why you have a hole between your legs. Women, please stop walking around thinking that your life is more than the hole between your legs. Please. For God's sake. God did not give you a uterus. God did not give you fallopian tubes. God did not give you a vaginal canal. So you could sit around and have hot girl summer and sleep with whoever you want to sleep with. No. That's why God purposely didn't invent condoms. We made condoms. We made Planned Parenthood. God purposely didn't invent none of that stuff. Okay? He wanted you to wait till you're married to fornicate. Or to have intercourse, I should say. It's not fornicating if you're married. But women think, oh no, I'm above that. I got condoms now. We got birth control now. We got contraceptives now, so I'm going to divorce myself from God's purpose of intercourse. But you can't. Okay? Now, she says, your purpose is bigger than a man, but let me tell you something. I don't see how. If God made Eve for Adam. God made Eve for Adam. And here's how it works. God gave us 5 instructions in Genesis, the first book of the Bible. 5 things, the first 5 things God commanded was, be fruitful. How can you do that without a man? Multiply. How can you do that without a man? Replenish the earth. How can you do that without a man? Subdue it. How can you do that without a man? And have dominion over it. You can't do none of this stuff that God commanded in Genesis, the very first book of the Bible, without a man. Fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. All that requires a man. So we have to work together. Your life is built for us. That's why you have a hole between your leg for us. Just for us. That's why you were born. God made you second to us. Because he's trying to show you something symbolically that we come first. But women, y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. And I get it. You're working for the devil. You're doing the devil's work. You believe feminism is your God. You want to believe the feminist God, Margaret Sanger. I get it. All that stuff. I get it. Well, you're going to pay the devil's price. You're going to pay the devil's wage for that. Okay? Anyway, like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Channel blowing up. Shout out to everyone that purchased a hat. I got a new color coming out. Check out some of my other videos. And I'll see y'all over there.